there that I started to think about, okay, now what am I going to do? And then the whole topic of grad school came up, and I started in Santa Fe.
During that time in Santa Fe, I mean, you're surrounded by artists and all kinds of spirituality. Did painting not come back up for you? Did you not feel like you were?
I continued to paint actually in Santa Fe, and I found out about art therapy through my aunt's friend who was channeling a group of Buddhist monks. And my mom's family is really Buddhist and Taoist. And so there was sort of like a familiarity there. Of course, you know, the European side of the family is all Christian and Catholic. So there's a real cultural divide within myself, but I seem to balance it pretty well. But I really found out about the field of art therapy for the first time. I had never even, and then that's where Lausanne and that you know, mental institution in Switzerland kind of came back to me. And I thought, now this is interesting to me, you know, working with art and helping people to channel their emotions into expressive arts and revealing the inner world on a medium, whether it's paper or clay or whatever it is, that you can't hide what's going on. It's like a complete pure reflection of emotion is through artistic expression. And I recognize that in my own work, but then the whole idea of art therapy as a field really, that interested me. And then so that's how I got into art therapy.
So was that was a field or a burgeoning field or existing field that you were aware of there? And
it was actually very new. Art
new.
Therapy is only maybe, you know, 50 something years old. Yeah. It's still a very young field, professionally.
Right.
So, you know, it's a pretty young field. So I was going into it knowing that, but again, I never made any choices based on like, you know, following the money.
Right. But you were, but it sounds like that's the most kind of animated you've been over, you know, expressing, you know, kind of your journey. And so it sounds like that was a pretty impactful moment when you kind of cued into the art therapy as something that was interesting to you. Like, do you remember being like you know, a moment that stands out beyond anything else, or?
I would say that, you know, the kind of coming together of all those interests of spirituality, artistic expression, and then healing, because I wasn't really interested in becoming a trance healer at all. I wasn't interested in, you know, lending my body to any kind of external force. And from what I'd seen, you know, it takes a huge toll on your body too. And so it became kind of the perfect solution for all my interests. And then I transferred to this bigger school called Naropa, which has gotten a lot of notoriety over the number of years. But it was at that time, it was still not quite well known. And I called it the Jedi School. It really was like a Jedi school. And it just became really kind of the perfect environment for me in particular, because of my interests. So, you know, learning about the psychology of color, learning about meditation on the mind, learning about mindfulness practice, like all of these things that became actual training courses for me, where I could take all my experiences and my interests and channel them, not, you know, energetically, but like forcefully into something, and really kind of hone my craft in terms of the groundwork of the work even that I do today. And now today I'm working for LA County in Child Protective Services, and all of that training, you know, now it's like 25 years, all of that training definitely helps me so much in what is one of the toughest jobs on the planet.
No,
it's one of the hardest.
You're a hypnotherapist. Is that part of your work with children?
No, in fact, I don't usually do hypnosis with children, although I have in private practice. So the hypnosis came in when I first moved to LA. I was here about 5 years, and I realized I was competing for the same jobs that I was interested in with PhDs, and I have a master's. And so that was really sobering. And I had split up with my daughter's father, and, sort of this whole like white picket fence, BS story of like what you're supposed to do in your 30s, like get married and have the white picket fence. Like that didn't work out the way that like I was told it would, right? You don't think, oh, like that's not going to work out.
Yeah. Want more? Check out this clip or the full episode, and don't forget to leave a comment. If you want more conversations and clips, check out our channel. Thanks for listening. See you next time.